everyone, and welcome back to my channel. First and foremost, let me say, go Niners. Super Bowl is this weekend, so I'm pretty excited that my Niners are in it. Hopefully they're able to pull off a big victory against Kansas City Chiefs. A good friend of mine's a big Chiefs fan, so we have a little bet riding on the game. So it's going to be a lot of fun either way. So I want to tell everyone it's been 30 days of my fast. I feel absolutely fantastic. I've had no issues at all this week. I'm still taking my supplements. Everything is going fine with that, even though some of them don't taste so great, which I will go over in another video at some point. But everything to this point has been really, really, really good. And this 30 days has honestly flew by. I've stayed really busy, which I think is a big part of it. It's a big key for me. But I have cooked quite a few meals for my family and stuff like that. So I know I said this last week, but that's kind of difficult because I can't really test the food that I'm cooking. So it's hard for me to know if I need more seasoning in any type of way. So a lot of times I have to have my kids actually be the taste testers for me. But yes, 30 days into my fast, and it has flew by. And people talk about, well, you know, I can't believe that you're trying to go 200 days. I had a family function recently, and the majority of the family members kind of felt the same way. They were all just kind of stunned when I told them 200 days. They were like, you know, that's a typical response is, that's impossible. You can't do that. You will die. Well, it's not impossible because the longest fast in recorded history is a man in Scotland by the name of Angus Barbieri. He went 382 days. Now he was taking supplements. He was under medical supervision. So he did it the right way. But he basically went to the doctor's office and said, look guys, this is what I'm going to do. If you all can help me along the way, I would really appreciate it. Either way, I'm doing it. And the doctors were like, okay, well, we'll see how we can help. And then they put him on a regimen of supplements and they monitored him, you know, every so often, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And he ended up going 382 days. And when he finally broke his fast, he said, you know, he felt great, just a little weak. And another thing that people have brought up often, especially my family, is, you know, mental clarity. It's how are you going to feel mentally? Because not eating for that long has to take a toll on your brain. And honestly, to this point, I can say I feel more alert, more awake, if that makes sense, more cognizant of things, more aware. And I'm attributing that to the fast. And I guess the best way that I can explain it is when you eat Thanksgiving dinner and you have this big pile of food. It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just using that as an example. But when you eat this big pile of food, right after you've ate it, how alert do you really feel? How on top of it do you really feel? You don't. You just feel kind of ugh, and then you typically have to take a nap, and it's just this whole process of, you know, getting back to feeling normal again. And that getting back to feeling normal, that normal state, that's how I always feel every single day. And I believe I've heard this from Dr. Rhonda Patrick on the Joe Rogan Experience. Shout out Joe Rogan. But she was talking about just the history of our evolution as humans. And that when we went, it's not, I guess it just doesn't even pertain just to humans, but when you go a long period without food, because right now we're kind of regimented into 3 squares a day or more. And when you go so long without food, you're more alert. You're more on top of it because essentially your body is saying, we need to find our next meal. We as hunter-gatherers need to find food. And that's our body kicking in saying, we have to ramp everything up and we have to get on board with getting food in our system. And because I don't have food in my system, I'm staying kind of in that ramp up mode, which honestly feels amazing. but it's kind of, the history of our evolution. And we haven't evolved, since human history began. We weren't eating 3 square meals a day. It's not like nutrition today. It's like we went long periods of time without food. We went, days, weeks, and winter, potentially, month or months longer. However long it took until we found our next meal, and who knew when that next meal was coming. So our bodies are made to fast. It's like our bodies are made extremely smart. It's like you might not think that, and you might have been told things growing up, just like I was, that fasting and doing something like this is extremely dangerous. Well, we are made to fast as humans because we've done it for so very long. But anyways, kind of got off on a tangent there. Like I said, it's been 30 days. Weigh-in's coming. Let's see what I've lost. Last week I weighed in at 450 pounds, down 46 pounds. So let's see where I'm at. Day 30 to the weigh-in. All right, and now is the time we've all been waiting for, the weigh-ins. Let's see where we're at here. Let's let it zero in like it normally does here. I was at 450 last week. Let's see where I'm at this week. 442.4 pounds. 442 pounds. So down 8 pounds from last week, down 54 pounds overall. 54 pounds in just 30 days from fasting. This next 30 days is going to be amazing. I appreciate you all joining me. Thank you very much. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. See you all next week.